good day, everyone. Joining us today is a special guest from Marina Mathews Communications, a reputation management agency representing CEOs, celebrities, authors, artists, and entrepreneurs based in Singapore and the whole Southeast Asia. Let's welcome the CEO and founder of Marina Mathews Communications, Marina Mathews herself, who will be discussing what it's like to be a publicist. All right, welcome, Marina, and thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you for having me here today.
Thank you, Marina. All right, so let me start by asking, who are the clients that you have worked with?
Well, I've had a 25-year career in the public relations industry, and I've worked with a variety of industry names and leaders, many international brands ranging from Discovery Network to Fairmont to Gulf Air, Netflix, Nike, Qantas, you name it, many international brands over the years. However, on a personal front, I've also represented a number of celebrities and worked with them as well, including the famous music producer David Foster, as well as the cat daddy himself, Jackson Galaxy, and I'm sure everyone would recognize this name, Paris Hilton.
Okay, that's so cool. We heard a lot of good names, great names, very popular nowadays. So with that, with great power comes great responsibilities. May we know what it's like, or what are the challenges that you faced as their publicist?
It really depends on, where they're at in their journey. If it's, for example, an entrepreneur starting out, there's a really important period in terms of establishing a foundation for them. So really trying to understand the individual and what is the message that they want to share, what do they believe in, and how do we get that across to their audiences, not necessarily their customers, but also, their internal team members as well. So we're looking at both internal and external communications. So the challenge is, I guess, from an entrepreneur's perspective, really understanding their business. However, on the flip side, if you're working with somebody who already has attained some sort of celebrity status, then the challenge there is really ensuring that that we're remaining true to who they are. So if somebody is known for a certain talent or an area of business, how do we help to amplify their message for them? So there are a number of challenges, really dependent on who the individual is and also what industry they're in as well.
Thank you, Marina. Will you be able to share a specific scenario that you've experienced, just so we can have an idea about what it's like to work with these clients?
Well, a little bit difficult in terms of also, the sensitivity of, the work that I do, because it is so much, behind the scenes, they're in the forefront and I'm working, backstage, if you will, and helping them support them in their communication. So in terms of a specific example, I could share an interesting experience when Paris Hilton was here in Singapore, where we're obviously all aware of who she is. She's has a global name and has for the longest time. What I don't think I realized at the time as to the extent of her following. You'd naturally assume it's perhaps a younger crowd or, those that are really individuals that are really into pop culture. But I found myself, surrounded and practically being mobbed by everyone from, these youngsters to older women to older men to just everyone wanted to really try and get a piece of her. and that was quite incredible to see. I didn't realize I guess I didn't realize the interest, the massive interest other people had in Paris.
That's a really, really interesting piece. I didn't know that being a publicist also involves reaching out to the fans. It has to be a really tough job for everyone. So, speaking of which, how do you go building up someone's presence in the media, since you've already shared the ones regarding fans? How about for the media side?
Yeah, it really starts off with doing a personal brand evaluation. I mean, before we can embark on, any sort of campaign, we really must have a starting point. So essentially, that means we're looking at, their personal brand. So whether that is offline or online. Online, much easier, simply Google yourself, or and then what is their social presence like? Do they have a social presence? Do they want to have a social media presence? So we look at those things, and then offline as well. So for example, and quite a number of our clients are presented with speaking opportunities. So how do they present? Is that a skill that needs more nurturing, or is this something that they're already very good at, and is that something that we can really maximize on? So to start off with, I would say really setting up a good foundation, doing that personal brand analysis, and then determining from there, okay, so what is it? What are your passions? What are your pursuits? What is it that you want to get across? And as an example, I would say it doesn't matter if you're, for example, a banker, but if you have a real passion for the arts, why can't you be talking about the arts and getting more involved, heavily involved in that? And is that something that you'd like to share with your audience online, for example? So it really is trying to understand the individual. What is it that they want to get across? What is the message they're sharing? And and at the end of the day, it really comes down to helping others as well. Because if you're meant to be, or would like to be, a thought leader of any way, it's really about giving back to others. And what are those things that you're doing in order to do that?
Thank you so much for that, Marina. This is super insightful. I really like the part where you said giving back to others and also building up these individuals. It's not a linear journey. You also have to tap into each individual's passions and what they really like, even beyond what they're known for. So this is a new thing that we've learned today. But lastly, the viewers, I'm sure, would love to know more about Marina Mathews Communications and to reach out to you for a bit of advice. May we know where we can know more about the agency and where we can reach you?
Sure, they can, our website, of course, www.marina-mathews with one T.com. Or they can simply email me at marina-mathews.com. I'd love to hear from anyone.
Awesome. Thank you so much again, Marina, for joining us today. That's a wrap for today's video. My name is Sas de Malanta for Singapore Business Review. Thank you so much for joining us today.